Mercedes-AMG nameplate has been around for many years. I personally remember in the C classes, it was the C55 AMG, which had a 5.4-litre naturally aspirated engine, V8, and a whopping 500 Nm of torque. Fast forward to 2007, and they gave the C classes a 63 nameplate. This time around, it packed a 6.2-litre naturally aspirated with a whopping 600 Nm of torque. 7 years later, we received a W205, which was a 4-litre bi-turbo engine, still a V8, with 700 Nm of torque. It's 2025 now, and the governments have been making so much work for the manufacturers to ensure that they're strict in terms of emissions and laws. Now, Mercedes' answer to that is this. The 2025 C63 SE Performance comes with a 2-litre, 4-cylinder engine with plug-in hybrid F1-derived technology. Results of that, 500 kilowatts and a whopping 1020 Nm of torque. Let's get straight into this review. In terms of design, Mercedes-Benz have put in a lot of work in this new model. You've got these big aero ducts on here to suck in a lot of air. You've got your Pan-Americana grille up front, your 360-degree camera, you've got an AMG badge up here, and this big logo to show everybody that you're in a Mercedes-Benz. When you come to the side, you've got these digital LED headlights, and they do a fantastic job at night. You then get these 20-inch aero wheels, and I think they look absolutely gorgeous. They're wrapped in Michelin sticky tires. When you come to the side, you've got this Turbo E Performance as well as some extra aero. There's really good looking black mirrors, some black bits all over the car, piano black side skirt. And when you come to the rear, you've got what I think is a really good looking badge. The C63s badge is in red. The spoiler at the top here gives it such a menacing look, and then quad tailpipes. But guys, let's jump inside because I think right in there, that's where most of the technology is, and I think you guys are going to love this one. When you jump inside the interior, you're met by a gorgeous leather and Alcantara steering wheel. You've got your drive mode selector buttons on you to make it easier for you when you do have those overtaking maneuvers. It's got a great feel for these pedal shifters. Then this brilliant looking digital driver's display, and it's got various views in terms of what you want to change it to. You can go to super sport, you can go basic, whatever you want really. A heads-up display. This infotainment is something that I really love. It's got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, all wireless, and you can cycle through various menus on here for you to check your track pace, your performance. You can change your various ambient lighting options in here, and Mercedes-Benz have a ton of those. Down here, you've got your wireless charging options as well as 2 USB Type-Cs. Your cup holders sit right onto here. You've got 2 extra USB Type-Cs in here for you to charge. And these seats are really gorgeous. They are heated, but you do have an option as well to make it ventilated. Then the infamous AMG red seat belts, which I think are a nice touch, especially in this dark interior. This panoramic sunroof brings in a lot of light, and I think that every time you drive at night, this will always be on. The rear has ample space for the passengers who are brave enough to jump inside, and cup holders too, so the drinks will always be secured. So, Mercedes quote a 0 to 100 time of 3.4 seconds. I'm going to test out that theory. First of all, slap the car into sport. Your handling mode is in sport mode as well, your traction. Foot on the brake, pedals up, and restart, and there you go. Zero to 100 time in 3.47 seconds. They're dead on the money. Wow. Now, 500 kilowatts and 1,020 Nm of torque is a lot of power. But, you know, when you drive it normally, slap it into comfort, and it just feels like anybody can just drive the car. The four-wheel drive system on here is amazing. It grips. The rear wheel steering, now also the first in the C63 generation, helps in terms of such tight corners where you're just able to step on it. And because of that four-wheel steering, you know for a fact that the car will turn in much faster. Step on the throttle, and it does what it's meant to do without any lag. And the fact that there's no lag is because there's an electric turbocharger that they've connected to ensure that there is absolutely no turbo lag whatsoever. When I step on it, the car responds with no worry. So I do think that the F1 Giraffe technology that they added onto here is something that was really, really amazing. In terms of the plug-in hybrid system, it charges fast. There isn't any issues, and the nice thing is that it can essentially charge itself. You slap it into race mode in the hardest setting, and there's regenerative braking that happens, and it then charges the battery. So the battery never depletes. So you always have all that 500 kilowatts of power available to you at each and every time. When it comes to fuel consumption on the car, I'm sitting on 16 liters per 100 kilometers, and I do think that yes, it's a bit on the high, but it's acceptable for a performance car, really. I do not think that it's doing anything that it's not meant to be doing in terms of fuel consumption figures. Fuel range comes in at just over 400 kilometers on the full tank, and I think that you will be having a lot of happy smiles for the miles you'll be taking. For 2.4 million rand, it demands a hefty price tag, but I do think that it's justified in terms of just how much have been put into this car. The technology has not been cheap. So I think they have a really, really well-engineered product on their hands. So, what do I think? I think this is a great piece of machinery. I think Mercedes have done an amazing work with this car, especially considering that laws of emissions didn't quite favor them. Now, do I think that they should have called it the C63 SE Performance? I personally do not think so. I think rather keep the C55 AMG nameplate from the past, but now it's the future. You've got that hybrid engine, so it kind of is like some nostalgia somewhat you're giving the clients. And I mean, I think that would have been the perfect solution. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not a developer, I'm not an engineer, I know nothing about cars besides driving them, which is what I'm going to keep doing because this car is everything.